It's Saturday afternoon, Des Moines. This is Blue Green Fusion, blue collar jobs for a green economy. You're watching the ninth episode of Blue Green Fusion, and this episode is on stormwater management, and that's part one. You'll see why we had to divide that up pretty soon. It's a really big issue here in Iowa and in the Midwest, and then, of course, Des Moines area. Broadcasting live from Des Moines Amplified Studios. If you have a question or a comment about this episode or any of our past shows, or for me in particular, you can go to DesMoinesAmplified.com and send an email there under my show name or my host name. You can find me there. And I did want to mention that I do have a few announcements about my book again. It's just been added to Drake University's Cowles Library Collection. I'm really, really excited about that because my parents were both graduates, or not both graduates, but they're affiliated with Drake University, and it's always been a strong presence in the city of Des Moines. And so I'm very honored that they added my book to their collection. And then I had another book called Writer in the Library. It's about basically how writers use libraries to improve their skills. And that was added to Ames Public Library Collection. And it's also available at Des Moines Public and Chicago Public. And then Forest Sun was also purchased by West Des Moines Public Library. So I'm just very excited at the attention that my publications are receiving. Makes me feel very fulfilled that my hometown is recognizing my work. It means a lot. I'm going to go ahead and go back to our urban gardening and then food desert issue just to follow up. There was talk of a Save-A-Lot coming to the old Top Value location, and so I attended the meeting that the community members had on that. And the old Top Value is at 801 University. It's been empty for almost 16, or not 16, but almost 6 years. And the closing of that store was pretty heartbreaking, pretty controversial, somewhat political for a lot of people in that area. That were left without access to fresh food, and instead were left with a dollar store or Walgreens or liquor stores or convenience stores where they had to purchase overpriced food or food that wasn't fresh or very healthy. And then the alternative would have been to travel several miles outside the city limits, maybe going to Windsor Heights, or for the Walmart, or for another grocery store considerably a long distance away. According to the city manager's office, the council meeting minutes, 66% of the building for the new retail center, which is going to be Save-A-Lot, is going to be retail. 17,200 square foot Save-A-Lot grocery store offering fresh meats, breads, dairy, frozen and fresh fruits and vegetables, private and national label non-perishable goods, and general household items. And then 5,000 square feet of that store is going to be a Dollar Plus store offering housewares, baby supplies, health and beauty, and office and school supplies. That retail part of the Save-A-Lot building that's going to be at 801 University is owned and operated by Save Stores, with Bray Brown as general manager or owner of the franchise. The remaining 12,800 feet will house the Evelyn Davis Project's Workforce Reengagement Center, and that's going to be administered by DMAC and the Workforce Center here in Iowa. And they'll be connecting people to job opportunities at the same time. They'll be they'll be in the same building where the retail store is operated. And per Ray Brown, the franchise owner, construction will begin this December on that location. Cassandra Halls is the Evelyn Davis project manager, and she's the spokesperson. Dave, last name S, he's a member of the King Irving Neighborhood Association. He's going to be the media contact after the center opens. And I'll show you what I picked up at the meeting. It was this past Tuesday, November 16th. And there's their agenda. And I can show it on the camera because I was assured by the group that the meeting and the minutes were open for the public. And so I wanted to make sure to get that firsthand information. Mary Chapman, she's part of DMAC, and she's also a media contact. According to Cassandra Halls, the project and the retail and the overall planning has received positive response from Chautauqua Parkway or Chautauqua Neighborhood Association, and then also the Drake Neighborhood Association too. Because they're also within the community, they're part of the customer, they would be part of the customer base that retail store would serve. And so I think it was important that they were also included in the planning. I asked a specific question about job opportunities at the new location, and I was told that the intake management jobs would be provided by CMAC, that it would be actually DMAC who would be running that division, so no new jobs at that level. And then the management of the workforce division would be by Iowa Workforce. The retail jobs will also be provided through Iowa Workforce, so you would have to go through Iowa Workforce in order to become a part of the employment there. Per Ray Brown, there's going to be 35 to 52 total jobs coming from that center, which is great. 22 of those will be full-time positions, so it's a great way to have job training, work opportunities, groceries, which are very important. I'm addressing the food desert issue, and then also contributing to the tax base in that area of town, which is very, very needed and very important. My overall impression of the whole project is it's sort of like a social service agency that includes a retail division. But we'll see what the end product looks like. According to Brown, the Evelyn Davis project is going to open up first in January, and then the retail grocery division will follow in February. That's the plan. I did learn that there's going to be security in the store. The Des Moines Police Department will have a substation there, and then also DMAC will provide their campus security since it's going to be part of DMAC. And then there's a possibility that residents of that area will also be volunteer security for the store. The store is going to be open from 8 a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. You can get more details at www.evelynkdaviscenter.org. They're in the process of populating that website with more information. And so now is a great time. If you do have an opinion and you cannot make that meeting, it's very important to express your opinion, likely via that website. Another way to get more information or provide commentary is to contact Cassandra Halls, the project manager, at 515-473-4980, or email c.halls@mchsi.com. Let's see. I did learn a little bit about Save-A-Lot because I was kind of curious about the store itself. I can't remember if I've ever been inside a Save-A-Lot, but they are a wholly owned subsidiary of SuperValu. And I did get some information from their website. They're headquartered in Earth City, Missouri, near St. Louis, 1,200 stores in the U.S., $4 billion in annual sales. Their biggest rival, I would say, is Aldi, which is also kind of a low-cost, streamlined grocery store without a lot of frills. And so Aldi is their biggest rival. And interestingly enough, Aldi is affiliated with Trader Joe's, which we talked about on this show, their new location out in West Des Moines. And I'm wondering if they missed an opportunity to open up an accompanying Aldi store